Rawlz. You ever hear a beat? He's just like, let it ride. On that. Some shit you just don't need a hook. Yeah. Just hit play. Lay back. Cause this is what I call smooth. It's a lot of pressure coming in first. But you set the bar, then burn that bitch. Murked. Nobody follow you, nigga. Look, church. It's Hood Rawlz, me, like Big Lurch. I'm smoking, I'm singing, and I'm spitting a few words. From a small town, Kalamazoo, North. Moved around a lot, broken homes, foster moms. To reach my age, nigga, it's a phenomenon. Study me, I'm not a commoner. I'm cultured, I've seen shit, I've been to Comic-Con. Step right up, come get this motivation. I'm like a parking ticket, you pay and no citation. I'm in rotation, next is world domination. Vexed is my attitude until we get reparations. This segregation is full of degradation. We did it and still we get hateration. Smooth. I had a teacher who told me I wasn't gonna amount to shit. I looked up at him in his gym teacher fit. I don't believe you, I told my consciousness. Can you believe this nigga? He supposed to be a role model. I use that as motivation ever since. Got into a little trouble, but never missed an opportunity. Door openings, possibilities. I'm from the hood, but can't let that shit hinder me. I grew up poor, but knowledge made me rich. I done seen shit that make any nigga twitch. I wanted to be somebody, so that meant saying no. Even if it looked fun, knowing jail you go. Where you end up takes total dedication. The dream, the idea, then comes manifestation. What the teacher said did hurt my feelings, but I used his words as fuel, like kindling. Smooth. Smooth. Yeah, let me get on there. No matter what, every week it's always a problem. Always a problem. You just gotta fix it. Yeah, I got my favorite T-shirt on. This is as a comic, I got a joke called "I Should Have Pulled Out." This is the first iteration of that shirt, like the very first. No, the very first ones were pure white. So this is one of the iterations, but it's the early days of the joke, the shirt, because there's an updated version. You'll see in later shows. You'll see a updated version, big letters, and you know, and yada yada. So, no, I won't do the joke. You gotta come to a show or something. My next show is August 12th, and I'm headlining a gig in the UP. That should be fun. That should be fun. Eventually, I'm gonna make a beat. I didn't start like I want to. I want to start with a beat, and I didn't do that because I was having these technical issues, which was simple. A lot of times, your technical issues be something very simple right in front of you, something very simple, and that's what it was. I had my tech guy come yesterday. He did his thing, but for whatever reason, the key wasn't in the you got to have a YouTube, you put the YouTube key in the whatever program you're using to record your podcast, and it was that's all it was. That's why it wasn't showing up on YouTube. It was showing up on everything else, Twitch, this, that, and the third. But I'm direct connect to Twitch on something else, and then on my ATEM, I am direct connecting to YouTube. And so it wasn't showing up on YouTube because the key wasn't in the damn ATEM software control. So you have to, you know, just stay calm and be on time. That's why you got to be on time for shit. In production, you got to be on time because these things are going to happen. No matter how skilled you are, no matter how many times you done did it, how many years, your shit, something will go wrong. Something will go wrong. It's technology. It didn't used to be that way. Namaste. Woosaa, hood Rawlz, modern day philosopher, popular. No, I'm obscure like your favorite noir. Black and white, darks and light. Peace to pipes, the vapes at night. Remember Iron Mike? 106 in Park, booty vids after dark. Two-way me, I get more minutes after dark. Times do fly by, just reminiscing deep while in my mind's eye. Piece of the pie, such a big lie. Most of us scratching, fighting to survive. I remember Grandma and them when she was alive. Kept order, even when we didn't realize. Peel back the layers of my life while hitting this peace pipe. It ain't like that, but that's what it used to be like. It's like that, it's getting that way. It's getting that way. It's getting that way. Yeah, it's getting that way. It's like that, it's getting that way. It's getting that way. It's getting that way. Yeah, it's been that way. Out with the old, in with the new. Fuck you and 20 double deuce. I roll solo dolo along with my dog and homeboy Hill Doggo, cause he stay for the long game. I wasn't looking for fame, just a legacy, you know, attached to my name. Leave something for my seeds in them, even though right now they acting like they don't even need a nigga. I see the big picture, life is bigger. I only know this cause I'm an old ass nigga. I ain't ashamed, that shit is a gift. I'm watching my peers drop left and right like it was a hit. Record temps, platinum simps, backroom deals. He who squeals get the mass appeals. Used to be able to confide in a nigga. Now you gotta worry about if your man's conspiring against a nigga. It's like that, it's getting that way. It's getting that way. It's getting that way. Yeah, it's getting that way. It's like that, it's getting that way. It's getting that way. It's getting that way. Yeah, it's been that way. Now you got side chicks along with side dick. I ain't the one to hate on how you get your ass licked. Hooking up, been around since the beginning. You feeling pretty, want someone to fill on your Conway Twitty. You feeling giddy, you go to the city. You swipe right, now you about to hook up with this nigga named Kenny. You sit down at the bar with a little Henny. You getting a little tipsy, cause it's been about 50 minutes since you sat down, still waiting for Kenneth. You give up, check please, not waiting another minute. Then your jam comes on, so you stay to hear it. You stand up and see the TV and see your boy Kenneth in cuffs in front of your house in the buff, nude, naked. Damn, your date would have been rough. Moral of the story is, get off that computer. You better screen these niggas for your ass end up a rumor. It's like that, it's getting that way. It's getting that way. It's getting that way. Yeah, it's getting that way. It's like that, it's getting that way. It's getting that way. It's getting that way. Yeah, it's been that way. I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today. I got plenty of subjects. It was just a matter of which one to do. And I told the story to a friend the other day, so I figured this is what today's that one time I should be about is the story I'm about to tell. So that one time I got booed during a performance. So I've been doing stand-up for what, over 24 years, and I'm thinking about it right now. I've only been booed once. Now, that's not to say that I never had a bad show and everybody wasn't feeling me, but it wasn't enough for them to boo me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't enough to be like, boo, nigga, get off stage. You know, everybody's show ain't 100% stellar. If they say that it is, and they are, they lying to you. They lying to themselves. No, I only got booed one time in my whole career, and it's very, you don't forget nothing like that. you don't forget nothing like that. You don't forget getting booed. That ain't. you remember that. This is probably in the middle of my journey as a comic. I'm on tour. It's probably about a 3-week tour. My boy Tyrone is my opening act, and we go. I want to say we went on this tour. We went to Colorado too. Maybe we went to Colorado, then we went up. I can't remember, but I know we went up north for sure. We went up north. We did a bunch of shows in Montana, and then we did a show in North Dakota maybe, and then our final destination was Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I had worked it out on the way to the gig to Minneapolis, Minnesota, that Tyrone could be our MC. We didn't have an MC for that particular show. Now, mind you, let me explain to you what the gig was like. So the gig, it was a prestigious room. It was known as a black club, and it was upscale, and dress code, all that shit. And one of the reasons is because it was a hangout spot for, that shit's still going. It was a hangout spot for the Vikings. It was a club spot for the Vikings. So a lot of Minnesota Vikings went to this club, and on Sundays they did stand up. And so we were the first comics. Me and Sean Jones were the first comics to do the first night, and we used to be those comics that they sent out for first night of clubs to give them a good impression. We go there and kill it, and then the club be like, yeah, we want to continue doing stand-up every week, book our shit. We were those comics. So we were going to do that gig, but we didn't have a MC. And so I worked it out. Tyrone got the MC. So on the way to this gig, he gonna be able to MC, and he just crashed in my room, in regards to the hotel, making it not a burden, or make it a bonus that I brought somebody with me, and he gonna make a couple dollars, and he gonna get some stage time, and you ain't gonna worry about the hotel. So they coming up a little bit in regards to saving some dollars. So I made myself useful in regards to that, and bookers remember that type of shit. So we get to the gig, man, it was packed out. It was 2 levels. It was a beautiful setup. Cool. It was no issues, no no thuggery. It was dope. Nice setup. This ain't the show I got booed at. I'm setting the stage for that particular part of the story. Tyrone got booed. Tyrone got booed. Man, they hated him. They hated that nigga, man. And he funny as fuck. Like, he opened for me. You know what I'm saying? That was my opener on the road, my feature act. And he funny, real smart dude. Smart black human being, right? But this audience hated him. It was so bad, man. So after the show, they want to take pictures. You know, the photographer got the little backdrop thing set up. They lining up the comics. You know, people from the show want to take a picture with you and everything, right? So he eventually said some shit like, "Y'all want me to bring the next comic up?" They was like, "Yeah." It was like, "Yeah," with the quickness. You know what I'm saying? So he brought me up, and before he bring me up, I'm backstage knowing like, damn, this nigga bombing and shit. And I brought him with me and shit. Like, you know, I recommended this nigga. But that's my boy. I know he funny. I don't give a fuck what they say. So Sean is like, nigga, because Sean is the headliner. And so I go out there knowing that they hated him, and so he dug me a hole. That's what's called digging a hole. He dug a hole for the next act. So I'm knowing I gotta come strong. I gotta come with it, because these niggas already even started drinking. These are niggas. These black folks. We judgmental. So I go out there, and luckily it was a cordless microphone. And when you have a cordless mic, there are certain things you can do that you can't do with a corded mic. And so I peeped game on that. I'm like, damn, I'm glad it's a corded mic. Because as soon as I got on stage, I was like, hey, don't be mad at me. I'm not that motherfucker, some shit I said, whatever. And I hopped off stage. The stage was high. And so I hopped off the stage. I got off the stage. And there were tables, circular tables throughout the whole floor of the joint. And then they had the upper thing. So I went to every table and talked about everybody at every table except for one cat. And it was on purpose that I didn't say nothing about this one cat, because I wanted to use him as a callback at the end of my set. I wanted to say, is that everybody? I said something like, is that everybody? And they were like, no, this is the cat over here. I was like, before, I kind of answered my own question. I was like, is that everybody? And I was like, oh, no, I know I didn't get you over here. And I pointed at the cat. And it was for some reason he looked like somebody, and I said it last or some shit or whatever. They was like, they laughed. They loved it. I was on, boom, off the top of the dome. I didn't do my set. Now that I think, I didn't do my set at all. Because of Tyrone digging that hole, I had to do something else. So I went out there, it was like, do. Maybe I threw in a couple jokes from my set, when I'm freestyling and riffing in the audience or whatever. But for the most part, I'm going off top of the dome talking shit about everybody, and they loved it, right? So my set in, they clapped me up. Tyrone cut back out, and he does a little bit better in the transition from me to the headliner, right? So now the show is over. Sean comes out and kills it, knocks it out of the park. So after the show, we about to do the pictures and shit. We about to do the pictures. So we lined it up, me, Sean, Tyrone, and the photographer was like, nah, bro. You go ahead, step aside. Talking to Tyrone, nah, go ahead. We get you next time. Nigga, that shit was so funny. And on the way to the hotel, we roasted the shit out of him, because that's what you do. We roasted him. It was all in fun, and it was dope, man. It was it was an interesting experience to watch somebody that you love and know is funny, man. He's funny, and them shit they pants like that, man. It's like, wow, you feel their pain. I felt his pain. I felt it, man. It was I was embarrassed for him, because I know he's funny, you know what I'm saying? They had never seen him before, so as far as they were concerned, this dude was trash, and you trash for breaking him. But luckily, I was funny too. If we would have both been trash, because I had never performed there. This was my first night performing there. So they didn't know me from Man in the Moon, nor did they really, know Sean. The bookers did, but as far as me and Tyrone, we new to the thing. This dude, the bomb. So a couple months go by, and that gig does a comedy night again. They had done a couple before that. I think they were doing them like once a month. So I get a call again. I think this time Sean was booking it. So Sean calls me like, yo, they doing that thing and they want us to come back. I was like, bet. And part of me, being a little cocky, automatically assumed it was going to be a walk in the park, because it wasn't necessarily a walk in the park the first time I was there. It was just, I did good. So, like I normally do. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Hell yeah. I think I got paid a little more. This time Sean was emceeing and Rodman was the headliner. Rodman won an episode of Last Comic Standing, if you don't know who he is. Very funny dude. So this is my first time meeting Rodman, working with him. So we go back. So Sean is the MC, I'm the feature act, and Rodman is the headliner. Same night, Sunday night. But this time, the show was supposed to start at 9 o'clock. The show started at midnight. Let me say it again. This is a black room. Shows on Sunday nights. It's supposed to start at 9. It started at midnight. I am contracted to do a show from 9 till 10, or technically from 9 to 10:30. But, 9 to 11, we'll give them that. Not from 9 to 12. And that's when the show started, at 12. I didn't get on till like 12:20, 12:30, because I was the middle act, right? So anybody that was still there at midnight, because people left. So, people left, they leaving, I'm mad. I don't know why they haven't started, because all the comics are there. Me, Sean, and Rodman are there. Well, let me take that back. I don't know if Rodman was there. I know Sean, I were there. I can't confirm whether Rodman was there on time. For all I know, he could have been the reason. I don't know. I can't confirm that, nor am I accusing him. I just know that me and Sean were there. So I don't know what the reason turned out to be why they started the show so late. So anybody that's there, they ain't got a job, or they drunk, or they ain't got a job and they drunk, or they ain't got to work the next morning, which was a Monday morning, right? The primary thing is that they drunk. And they drunk and they mad. You know what I'm saying? They mad. They've been there. They've been sitting there from 9 to midnight for this damn comedy show that they came specifically for. They came specifically for this show. It wasn't no, that it just popped up. And maybe some people might come, maybe not. They planned for this shit. They advertised this shit. So the show starts at midnight. I'm mad. I don't know what to do in the back. I'm not being paid for this shit. And it's disrespectful. It's highly disrespectful. Because then nobody come to me specifically and say, yo, maybe they did. And I didn't care. Maybe I can't remember. I don't remember if they did. They didn't make it, known to me that, it wasn't like they were going to say, hey, we're going to give you a little, nothing stuck out to say to me that just leave it, let it be, or whatever. But I know crowds. You know what I'm saying? I hear so when the show starts, Sean is the MC, and Sean is good, just like top of the dome shit, like I am, just good at, comebacks and talking shit to people and this, that, and third. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing it for a long ass time. He got the skills, right? And so that's what the drunk niggas up top was doing. They was hitting him with shit and saying shit, and he was killing them. Sean was hitting them. Bam, bam, hitting them. I didn't want to do that. I'm hearing them up there winning the crowd over, even though that this shit went longer than it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? But You ain't paying me for that. I'm not. That's not part of. That's not what I do as a comic. I don't. We not doing that nigga shit tonight. That's not what I do. You know, I can, like I did the first time I was there. When you mad, you don't think about that. I did that shit the first time. That's what Sean did. Is exactly what I did. I just dumped off the stage. I just came to that epiphany just now. Now that I think about it, I did the same fucking shit the first time I was there. But I didn't want to do it that night because the first time I was there, they started on time. So I got the choice to do that. Sean didn't have a choice to do what he did. If he wanted to do his act. He couldn't even do his act because he had to deal with the hecklers. And that was his job. He dealt with the hecklers. I wasn't going to deal with the hecklers. I was too angry to deal with the hecklers. You know, a lot of my jokes are stories, and you got to listen in order to get the punchline. You know what I'm saying? So if you talking, both of us can't be talking. And that was my attitude. So Sean killing it. He out there killing it. He bring me up. Dude that Sean was having his band, now he testing me. Now what this motherfucker gonna do? You know, talking shit. I'm like, yo, that ain't part of my act, man. So, you know, if you want to hear, he just kept talking and talking, trying to talk over me, whatever. Just being rude. And there's some other people chiming, yeah, you know, boo, that type of shit. I'm like, oh, yo. And I just got quiet. And then when it would quiet down, I was like, hey, if you want to hear my act, I'm glad to do it for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry the show started after midnight. That's not my, you know, blah, blah, blah. There's some jokes, motherfucker. You know, talking shit or whatever. And I'm like, hey, you know. And then some, you can tell old black women out in the audience. They like, baby, do your thing. We here with you. Inside, I was like, thank you. But on the outside, I was bad. I was like, fuck these niggas, man. You know, blah, blah. I'm going to try to talk to y'all, blah, blah, blah. So I started doing some more of my jokes and shit. Also, I couldn't hear nothing. I'm like, yeah, so, you know. They turned my mic off, man. They turned my mic off, man. I was like, check. You know, like, y'all see? They turned my mic off, man. They were sending notes to the stage that said boo. They turned my shit off. I ain't never had my mic turned off like that before in my whole fucking career, man. And I went over time one time, 30 minutes. I did an hour instead of 30 minutes one time. And they turned my mic off. They turned my mic off, man. It was so fucking embarrassing. So embarrassing. And then, so Sean's the host, so he get up there, he started roasting me and shit, talking shit, and they laughing and boo, boo, boo. You know, a ride man in the back, you know. You know, this is my first time meeting him. For all you know, I just started yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I'm embarrassed, you know. But my saving grace was with the staff is that they had seen me when I was there the first time. One of the bartenders even said, man, don't worry about it, man. These motherfuckers is drunk. I seen you when you was here the first time. You killed it. You funny. Don't worry about it. And they took care of me. But on a professional level, you know, the comic, they roasted me. They roasted me all the way to the hotel. They did me the same way they did. So when we was taking pictures and shit, they did me like they did Tyrone. I went to get in the picture. It was like, no, hey, bro, I want you. And I was the feature act. Sean is the MC. They got him in there, and Rodman, you know, who killed it. Rodman killed it. Man, the photographer, like, yeah, bro, well, go ahead. I was like, yo. So what I did, I've got my cell phone out, and I called Tyrone. I tell Tyrone, I say, yo, man, I'm gonna make you smile for a minute. He's like, what, man? I said, guess where I'm at? He's like, where? I said, I'm in Minneapolis, man, at that gig. He's like, yo, you doing that shit again? I know you killing it. I know you killing it. Because he was there the first time. I killed it. He was like, man, that's a sore spot for me. I was like, I'm going to make you feel good. You know what happened to you here the first time? He was like, yeah, man, I went that shit to bed. I was like, yo, it just happened to me. He was like, shut up. You lied. I was like, it just happened to me. He was like, nuh-uh. Because that don't happen to me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I swear, what you experienced just happened to me. And I think it might have been worse because they actually turned my mic off. He was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yes, man." You remember when we was taking pictures and they asked you to step out of the shit? He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "They did it to me, man." He was cracking up. He was like, "Man, that does make me feel good. That does make me feel better, man." I was like, "Yeah, man, they did me this." And then I explained to him what I just explained to you guys, and he was like, "Yo, wow, really? They started at midnight?" I was like, "Yeah, man, started at fucking midnight, man." I was so mad I didn't even get on until 12:20, 12:25. And so I chose to receive the boo. I chose to receive that bad show because I could have professionally said, "You know what? It is what it is. Show must go on. They paying me. I just have the choice not to work for them again if it came up or address this issue and have it added into the contract type of situation." In retrospect, I could have handled it and not gotten that L like that. But I chose to get it. I chose to receive it. That's what I got. And now I get to tell this story. You know what I'm saying? I got booed, man. It didn't feel good. Whether I let it happen or not, that shit didn't feel fucking good. And my mission was, it'll never happen again. And it hasn't. It hasn't. I'd have been in all kind of black rooms. I'd have been in, I probably told this story already, but I'd have been in rooms where there was a murder the night before in that club. And the club was in the middle of the hood, right smack dab in the middle. And I want to say the chalk outline was still there too. And I want to say the dude that did it was at the show. Nigga, I want to say that dude was at the show, man. I told that story before. It looked like my left eye is faulty. What's going on? Shit is. I think the dude that committed that shit was at the show, man. But yeah, man, that's an experience I am not ashamed of at all. That it happened, it needed to happen. At some point, it needed to happen. And what better environment for it to happen when I was with? I had somebody with me that came to the show with me. When I got booed, I got hella drunk after that. Whew, I got hella drunk. Yeah, I got hella drunk that night. I was, it didn't feel good. Getting booed, it did not feel good at all. It was the most, it was probably the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in regards to performing, rightfully so. I'm thinking about I'm diving in it mentally right now and yeah, trying to relive that moment and feeling. I quickly shook it off, so because that feeling was it was devastating to my ego, and so I didn't let it bother me in life because I know my skill set and that I'm good at what I do, and those things can happen. It let me know, it humbled me, and it let me know that, yeah, even me, I can get booed. Some shit can go left or not go the way I wanted to or thought it was going to, and my performance will be and can be lackluster at any given time, on any given Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, yeah, I don't want to ever experience that again. I experienced it in rap one time, but it wasn't as embarrassing. I experienced it a couple times. One from an event that I put on, which was embarrassing. It wasn't the performance that was embarrassing necessarily. It was what happened on the outside of the venue with the people that we were sponsoring and brought to the show. It was ridiculous. I'll tell that story at another time. And then rapping, I did a gig at what's it called? Blue Oyster, something. Gig in Kalamazoo, the Blue Dolphin or something like that. that I wasn't proud of, mainly because I didn't have the lyrics memorized like I should, and it was hard to fake it because there was so many niggas on the stage, on the small stage. It took away from your capability of hiding and trying to, you know, it wasn't a good look. I didn't feel good about it, and partly because we really didn't rehearse either. Everybody wasn't consistent at rehearsals. So and for me not memorizing and having my shit memorized is no real excuse, other than I had a lot on my plate that I was doing. I was doing a lot of the work, and so it took away from my ability to focus on my performance and what I need to get done and make happen during the show. So yeah, you know, from performing as a rap artist and as a comic are parallel with each other. You know, you get the same immediate feedback, the same immediate gratification. If you win or lose, you get that instantly on both playing fields, and either one of them can be devastating to your ego if you know, it depends on the understanding of your audience. You know, so the bigger your audience, the more people you have out there that understand what, or will even interpolate the possible or the possibilities of what went wrong and why it went wrong, and it ain't necessarily you. Most people ain't thinking like that. Most people, you are as good as your last performance. That's what that saying is. But you were good as your last performance. My last performance, you know, I try to make my last performance something, you know, better than the last, as you should try to always do. Oh man, yeah, that's memory lane, man. Memory lane. Let's play a song.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
Pull it to the crib, all dripped out, yeah. Go to the garage, see the whip out. Driving in a Lambo 060 real fast. Get a spot in the club and I'm throwing that cash, no cap. I ain't got no squares in my circle. Always up top, I don't need a rehearsal. Skipping to the money like I skip over commercials. Shot so wet like I'm Stephen Squirtle.
Pull up to the club, I'm that boy with the cash. It don't matter if I'm not invited, I'ma always crash.
No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. Always up top, I don't need a rehearsal. Skipping to the money like I skip over commercials. Shot so wet like I'm Stephen Squirtle. Not so wet like I'm Stephen Squirtle. Pull it to the crib, all dripped out, yeah. Go to the garage, see the whip out. Driving in a Lambo 060 real fast. Get a spot in the club and I'm throwing that cash, no cap.
See you later, getting love, yeah, you getting haters. Hating on the game and they hate the player, cause every time they hit my name, it's gon' be greater.
No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle.
Spitting out money like cash machines. Bitches be throwing it back on my jeans. I'm getting that wet and I'm living a dream. So high if the gases are not what they seem. I've been living life the best, cashing out on hella checks. I got the neck ice on my neck. I call the shots, Bill Belichick.
Jiggle with it, move the middle with it, jiggle with it, move the middle, then stop.
Go with it, again and again and again and again. You can go tell your friend.
Yeah, go tell your friend, I'ma go tell mine. We can do this tonight, leave it all behind. Talk about pull up, you better put up. I just don't pull this out for any old clubs. OG, just passing through. I'm just checking out what these youngins do. I stay in my lane, I'm too old for games, it's all cash. I'm going to bed, man. Turn my shit off when y'all done. Get off the furniture. I ain't no hater, but put some respect on it. Respect it. In here humping and munching. Hey, little man. Turn this shit down.
Pull up to the club, I'm that boy with the cash. It don't matter if I'm not invited, I'ma always crash.
No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle.
Going again and again and again and again.